Hey, g'day. Welcome to Steel Horse Station. Hope you are having a good week. I am. Looks like I've managed to get started before any of you already. You're off doing weekly things, whether it's here in Oz on first thing Friday morning or somewhere else in the world, on Thursday. Regardless, I hope you're having a good one. We are heading to the Oaks today. So let's get on with that. Now, we're going to click the right buttons so that everything goes properly. I was just having a look at the state of play. We're still in June. I didn't manage to get the automation working to be able to sell the sugar quite the way I wanted. So what I decided to do was something just a little more average, I guess is the right, that's not even the right word. So I on this global transport pallet, which works very nicely hooked onto the front of here, I decided that I will give it the unreal capacity rather than the 10,000 litres it usually has. Not because I plan to fill it up completely, but what it enables me to do is get a larger load from here. And so, because I figured what was more reasonable, rather than spending my whole day sitting here just transferring pallets across to the warehouse, is that if we could get a few more on each load, given how much sugar we've got overall, this would be the way to do it. And so that in fact works nicely. So we can get 25 pallets out at a time. And so what I've been doing is just every now and again, while we're still here in June, is just grabbing 25 more pallets. And as you can see, if I drop them out while he's sitting there, they load on real quick. And so that gives us 50,000 to be going on with. I think we'll just we'll check the price and see what that's like. But we might just do the one load there for the minute, and then we'll roll a day forward into July, because I'm guessing we will have crops in a few places that will be ready for harvest, which will be good. Are we selling yet? Come on. That should do the trick. What is the selling price looking like now? Sugar sale price, yeah, it's still sitting at 900. We'll see what happens, whether it goes up a little bit next month. We've still got 150,000 litres, and we will be making sugar quite comfortably right through until we harvest the sugar beet again. Let's just pop this back over here, so it's all good to go next time. And turn you off. Now, cows looking good. They've got plenty of food. Right you are. So let's go forward until July. We'll need to roll it again, I think. The light is broken. There it is. The switch is just playing up. One more day. Come on. There we go. Bit of rain overnight. Lovely. Yeah. Loan interest 10,000 while we're here. Let's have a look and see how we're going with our loan. We haven't checked in on that for a while. So back when we changed the loan mod, we had 780,000. So we're steadily paying it down. It's down to 680 if you think the million or so we had when we started the series. It's coming down quite nicely. And of course we've got 500 in the bank. So let's look at our fields. So up here at the cow farm, ready to harvest. We have 2 fields ready to go up here by the looks. And we won't have anything. We've got one back at the big field back at the main farm. So we've got 3 of our own fields to harvest. What is the contract situation looking like? An oat harvest in field 14 and canola in field 15. So I think we'll accept both of those. Not that we'll do someone else's harvest for the minute. We'll get cracking on our own, I think. Now, let's get some equipment organised. And looks like the dog is up. Just hang on a second. I will go and sort that out. Be right back, folks. We'll give the dog a minute to do his thing. the header on here and see if we can maneuver ourselves out of the shed without creating too much of a problem. I think what it makes sense to do is start right at the beginning, right at the field there. So let's just drop you off there. Run you around to get some fuel would be also a good place to start. While he's filling up, go and let the dog in. Righty-ho, sorry about that. Dog is now sorted. Let's get back into, and the harvester is full. So let's get on with, John, welcome along. I hope you are having a good week there in northern. Whoops, I was doing very well, not running into things briefly. Let's try doing it that way. It's better. Now, line up over there. Put this header on. Unfold the harvester. And off we toddle. And our yield is looking pretty good. So we might do is not do that. We're on field 28, aren't we? Now let's see here. I don't want 4 headlands. Headlands is probably fine. Shark Horners lands. Generate the course. Looks like he's just... Yeah, that's not a bad angle. So we'll start you off there. I am having a pretty good week, actually. Don't know why he's leaving just a smidge on the edge of the field, but never mind. Don't worry too much about that. So, lots of organisational things going on in my world. So for everybody's benefit, just letting you know, this will be my last stream for a few weeks. I am heading off on holiday, so won't be in a position to be able to do any more streaming. Now, where have I left the auger wagon? That is what I'm looking for. Right there. So, yes, so last stream for a little while will be traveling, and I will be back in October. Not quite sure of the date of the first stream, but I will advertise that closer to time. Doesn't seem necessary to be thinking about the end of the holiday when I haven't even had the first bit, so no, thank you. I'm sure, like all good things, it will pass quite quickly. Now, let's see here. Oh, goodness, he only got to there and he's... Oh, no, he's just turning the corner. I thought for a minute. Now... What do we want to be doing here? Let's create a job before you unload the combine. That'll do. That's the plan, but as you can imagine, going away for a little while creates all sorts of activities to get yourself organised and make sure everything functions. Thankfully, we don't have to close up the house because there will still be occupants. Now, that's all good. So if we start you, is that going to work on your own? Yeah, we won't. While we go and get a truck. Now, we have two trucks for this purpose now, don't we? We've got this guy, which works very nicely. And the other one we bought that came up in the sale. That's one thing we'll have to check. Now, we might back this guy in. Or should we? In theory, he's supposed to find him, so let's just see how he goes if we park him on the edge of the field here. We might have to just mess with it. Oh, and I remember what the deal was. We had to change the offset on that auger wagon as well, or else he hits things, doesn't he? Let's jump across to him. You finished there. That was good. Oh no. Sorted yourself out. It's actually in the dead center now. Maybe the update to course play sorted that. Welcome along. I see we've got some others there have joined John. Great to see you. As you can see, we are in July. Let's just put the time up to 2 times. Yeah, we'll stick with it. We've used it before and had good experience with it once I sort of got into the swing of it, so I'm hoping that that's the same again. Now, what else have we got here? We've got another truck. What I'm actually wondering, we'll go and check those sales in a minute. We'll also put some fuel in you before we do anything, and some maintenance possibly. Yeah, what I'm wondering is whether we need a second combine, given the size of the farm and where we're up to. Let's have a look here. So we don't, oh, that's not a bad tractor though. We could do a lot worse. Six meter. Yeah. That one's too small, the header. We could lease one. So we've got the 560 works really well. And kind of what I'm thinking is actually having a pair of 560s. Because we had the two New Hollands originally. X9. The 560 is not ridiculously expensive. And then we don't need to worry about running costs. $6,000 an hour. I reckon we just buy it and be done with it. Well, that was what I liked about it, John, was this was just seemed to be a good size. So I reckon we just buy another one of those. Now, what header did we use? 8 meter. That's the one, isn't it? Yeah. We'll buy one of those. And those. Buy one of those. Okay. And straight off the bat, I agree with you about the X9, John. Although I don't have the reference point, but it just seems to, putting a really big header on it seems to make not much sense in a British field to me. Now, let's see here. And I think what we'll do straight away is send you off to one of the contracts we've picked up, because those two contracts alone will pay for the header, and over the course of the season I reckon we're a reasonable chance to pay for the whole rig. I try to. I think if you're going to spend all this money on a piece of equipment, you might as well have the trailer look the part. Yeah. Hook you on. Let's go to field. Let's have a look at fields 14 because they're right near us here. Well, field 15 looks like the first one out the gate, doesn't it? Let's drive around and see what's what. While since I've actually manually driven out of the area up at the top here. Beautiful July morning. Basically, this setup cost us 350, didn't it? No. And we've got 75 of contracts sitting there. That's not too bad. And the first field we want to do is just up here after the hops, I think. I'm expecting to see a little bit of activity. Now I reckon we're going to be able to park this guy along the hedge line here. Hopefully. So I'm hoping, because we'll be in Eastern Europe for all of our trip, so I'm hoping I'll see some interesting things along the way as we tootle around. A few trains through the countryside and the like. Now let's unfold everything. Let's before we do too much, You're going to be on field 15, aren't you? 15 southwest was probably it. Course, we're probably not yet on that. No. And target position is there. Yeah, that's what I would have figured. Number of headlands. Let's go with 3. Start in the headland. Sharp corners I like. Simple. Generate a course. What do you look beautiful. Let's start you off. Really? It's off there. We'll do that this way. Right. First waypoint is clearly around about there. Excellent. And now, you're in the way of the harvester. That's not clever. You can go across to field 15. South west, maybe? Got you around facing the wrong way, have I? You still want to go back the other way? Would you just knock it off? Out to the road, come on. I was going to put you in the workshop for a second first, wasn't I? Just to make sure. Let's do that. Then we know there is no repairs. Yes, there is. Right, so now you should be able to get there. Let's have a look. You're tootling around perfectly. Let's have a look at sugar prices. Have indeed increased again. Top month now highlighted, so what we might do while they're filling up is just duck down and do another load of sugar. As I was saying before, I couldn't get the automation to work completely as I wanted. So what I decided to do was something I don't normally do, but put the unreal capacity on the global pallet. Do doohickey, so that, not because I'm going to move 200,000 litres of sugar at a time, although I could, but because I thought 20,000 was a lot more effective than 10 with the amount of sugar that we had. And because it puts out 25 boxes at a time, this is just not a bad way to do it. And as long as it actually loads really efficiently if I don't pull the tractor in so far. So it means we can run across the road here. I also had a go at trying to get this point on the ground, but for some reason I'm having trouble. The trigger's obviously not where I think it is when I adjust it. It works, but not quite the way I intended. That's where I decided that it would just have to do. But as you can see, if I park, I think the edge of the shadow is about the right spot. I should really go to the trouble of putting some lines on my thing. Yeah, so if I park around about there, I get almost half of the bales, the pallets to auto load. Yeah, well, that was sort of my rationale, John. I would have liked to have been able to get it so that the automation would work. So, and I think the way I need to do it, to do that, which is something I might ponder while I'm off, is to in effect create like a raw sugar, a bulk sugar mod that allows you to fill a tank with sugar rather than get it all boxed like that. Because you know, a 20,000 litre tanker of sugar would be more like how bulk sugar's moved in this country. Same with flour, for that matter. The big bungy tankers. But yeah, that'd be something for consideration. Sort of put a bulk fill point there, a bit like the grain mill we've got on Newlands. Anyway, we're getting it done. So leave him for the minute. Exactly. That'll do for that. Let's go back and check how our harvesting's going on our fields. You've stopped waiting for an unload. Where has the fact that you're sitting there waiting suggests that our auger wagon is not behaving itself. Where has he gone? You're just sitting over there full. Did I have you on loader last time? Maybe that's the deal. One lump or two. Now. A few tufts of wheat in our road there. Now, help you out. And up we go. Oh, that's a good thing. Somebody's had a chat to him and said, hey, you've done all the work, put them back on the mod hub, at least you get credit for when they're downloaded rather than letting the trolls win and put them on share sites. So that's a good thing. I think that's a makes sense decision now. Earlier in the week, I had some maintenance to do in the shower and I didn't think anything of it, and I knelt on the floor and for not particularly long at all, but my knees have always been a bit painful. And anyway, since then, the next day, my left knee is a nightmare. I've hardly been able to walk, which is a bit annoying. Why are you just sitting there? That's the bit that's... Let's just have... You got a job? Let's cancel the job. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Worked beautifully before. G'day, Jason. How are you, sir? We have begun harvest, as you can see. Yeah, the combine's full, so it should be unloading the combine. Could have driven through there, that would have been smarter. Yeah, okay. Let's just drop that in there now. Let's go back to... You need to go and load the combine. If I put you on here... I should be able to get you to unload automatically, surely. Right, great job. Huh. I can't. That's... Why does it want silo work? Very odd. Well, we'll do it this way. I'll use autodrive in a sec. We'll get the crop out first. I had it working, I'm sure, for last season without using auto drive in some circumstances. That's what I'm trying to do at field 28. I will need, you're absolutely correct, I will need auto drive here for this. But I thought I would be able to just tell the truck to unload that combine, but I can't just select that. But sure, I think I can do it with the other truck. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I might have to switch them around. Yeah, we want you to unload combine. Field 15 southwest will do. And which... where are we taking this to? Field 15 is going to Mill Road Grain, correct. Now if I jump in the new combine, you are set to the correct one. Goodo. Now what you aren't set to is the correct corner speed. We don't want you auto repairing or... That's a new option. Call 2. Call unloader when the current unload. Haven't seen that one before. Ah, and the auto drive settings are actually integrated into Courseplay now. How about that? Right, now let's go back to the other one. Now let's get you. See, he's just sitting there. Incorrectly. The auger in. Get out of the screen. That will make it hard. Yeah. So he's filling up fine. And in theory, what's supposed to happen is if I park this guy on the edge of the fields, the unloader should now come and dump into him. That's the theory. See what happens. Let me maybe I've got your point set in the wrong spot. Yeah, he was 85% full before, but let's just see where his unload combine, right? Target position. Let's put the target position there. Field position's correct. Unloading on the fields. I don't want to unload on the field. Now all of a sudden you've decided to drive through the crop. What are you doing? Let's see what happens. You'll need 2 tanks out of the harvester to get himself sorted. No, I don't want him to go to the bale sale, but it's irrelevant because he's not active on that action. It did say up here if it was, like the truck did. But that feature was not activated. So he's in the right spot. So looks like he's going to get sorted now. Yes. Yeah, that, and I'm, because I haven't got the truck set up to be automated. I just want this auger wagon to dump into the truck. That's all I'm trying to get it to do. The other one is full, so right, so he's doing the right thing. He's going to take the empty. Because this is our grain off this field, the truck's just going to run it straight into our silo. So that's an easy, I could automate that step, but I just wanted to get the auger wagon to the auger wagon's positioned correctly. And this part of it's working fine. Get to 85%. Just see in a minute. You're full. Where's the other truck gone? Let's find a tree. Just take the unload there up to about just over 20,000. Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing, John. So I'm definitely running the new version of Courseplay, so maybe that was just one of the little things they sorted out. I know that guys work really hard on that sort of stuff. Where are we? Okay, so now I can do that. Now we should just about have two headlands all the way round. That should make that life better. Put you back in the shed because you've finished weeding that field. You're just about out of juice too. I just realised I was paying so much attention to the automation. We're not leaving a straw swath on 28 either. You can go over here. Sort your maintenance out afterwards. Let's go back up. That's not the one I want. I want the other harvester, which is right there. Because I want cosplay and I want draw swath. That's better. Right, so you should go into lands now, which you are. You're almost ready for an unload. Where's the... Here he is. He's coming up the far side. Welcome in, whoever has just popped in. Good to see you. Mentioned it earlier, but if you missed it, this will be my last stream for a little while. I am taking a holiday and I will be back in October. I'll obviously advertise before I start out again, but won't be in a position to stream while I am traveling. So thanks everyone for all your support to this point. Or YouTube will completely forget about me while I'm away, so we'll just start again when I return. Hopefully we'll have a bunch of fun maps to work with. So you're going fine. He's sitting over there. It's just the angle on this side of the field that's caused this funny land cut in, but that's okay. Is he going to get all the way? He won't get all the way to the end. Yes, we will be heading across to Eastern Europe. So should be a lot of fun. All places, well, in fact we're not going anywhere we've been before together, and in terms of destinations, only one city that I've actually been to a couple of times, so that'll be good. Catching up with Mrs. Steele's family in the UK, in Croatia, so they're going to join us for a couple of weeks. So she's very excited about that because I have not. I'm on the lookout, John. It's definitely one of the things I will be attempting to keep an eye on while I'm away. Do a little bit of research, see if something catches my eye. I am keen to do a ideally a 4x American map would be the plan, similar to this in sort of idea, but in the American style. So that's all. That unloads working fine. Now if we jump on with tractor, so he's now full. He should go, if it's working correctly, he should go and dump in the truck. Back out of the land. Let the harvester go. No path found, of course. G'day, Grant. How's it going, mate? Now, is he going to find his way there? Possibly. Find out in just a second, I reckon. At least he's managing, even if he's a bit drunk. He appears to be managing to navigate. Don't know what it is with the wavy line, but it's a bit hard to stay with because it's annoying. Everything is wonderful in this part of the world. Shocking pictures from Maui. That wouldn't. I've got a couple of friends that are actually on holiday there at the minute, although they don't appear to have been in the primary area that was affected. This is looking more promising. And that offset is... That's what we were going for, John. That's the offset that's not quite right. And we want it to go to... I think that's the one. Basically, Maui got, from what I can tell, it looks like it got hit by a hurricane, and somehow in the course of proceedings, a wildfire started, and it's pretty much raised a significant proportion of the island. So it's just wiped it out. So there's a couple of towns. I haven't been to Maui for many years, so I don't know it particularly well. There's a couple of small towns there, and at least one of those has been completely wiped out. The footage looks horrible. I mean, there's nothing good about a fire. Wildfires are as we well know, in this country, not pleasant. Okay, so assuming I park back in the same spot, this should work well. He needs fuel also, so we'll pick him that up on the way past. Yeah, I haven't seen any updates this morning, so I would expect all of the US capability will have kicked straight in. Right, so that one's working fine. Let's jump through the vehicles. He's managed to fill him up, so he should now That's amazing, Grant. I'm pretty sure that was the same for me. In fact, it was 92, May 92 I was there. Fortunate enough to have a company funded stay at the Grand Hyatt Wailea, which was a prize, sales prize, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing it was. Oh. Don't burn the coffee, Grant. Okay, 9,500. Looks like we now got things organized. So let's find. Actually, what we need is this tractor. Turn you off. Should put these seeders away at some point. Let's try out our new second-hand baler that we bought somewhere during the... Whoa! That was a little bit of a lag. Well, that's a bit unusual. It's a big looking baler, isn't it? Because you know the tractor's not weeny. Put some fuel in. Oh, you're not filling up with fuel. No, there was definitely nothing to see there. That's better. Let's send you up to field 28. Now, field 28. That will do. Let's actually... Some of this barley we need to take over to the chickens, so we might do that with the next load. Wherever we're up to. Bunker silo is done fermenting. Good to know. Harvester looks like he's going fine here. Here's our contract doing. The canola is also ready to harvest. That is correct. So we've got this contract. Oh, there's some more contracts available. Let's see here. $38,000. We'll accept that one. I'd like to get some barley off field 4. Yeah, let's do that. Some wheat off field 25. That's nice and convenient. There's the 5 contracts we're allowed to take. So that'll keep us trucking for a bit. If you didn't work with us at the start, we have bought a second harvester, so we bought another 560, which is how we're able to run one on the contract field and one here on our own. So that's working as a pretty good combination. Harvester over there is going fine. Let's go back and check the contract over here. Didn't take long to get him grubby and into the action. Now let's just... His auto drive settings need to come down. That all looks fine. I suspected it was something along those lines. My most important job today is I have to go and get an international driver's license. One of those little annoying tasks before you travel. I've never understood why I can have, given it's supposed to be an official document that represents the fact that I've got an Australian driver's license, never understood why it doesn't have the same validity as my Australian driver's license and why I have to go through the faff of getting a passport photo and spending $50 just to get it renewed every 12 months. Unnecessary administration. It's one of those things you don't need it until you do. And so I've found it depends a bit. I never carried one in the US because my understanding is that the US recognises my Australian driver's license, but Europe's a different story. And in fact, I have had situations in Europe where they wouldn't give you the car unless they cited it. And the problem with that, with the way the agency car rental system works these days, yeah, it's actually an international thing. John, it's a UN agreement. So it's kind of bureaucracy gone wild to an extent. But what I have learned over time is, though, if the rental company refuses to release the car to you because you haven't met the requirements, i.e. by their definition you don't have a valid license, then you actually lose any prepayment you've made. They keep it because you're treated as a no-show rather than as a failed to complete the check-in, which, depending on how you booked it, can be a bit annoying. But the bottom line is, in countries that are operating that way, if you don't have one, then you are, regardless of the situation, you're deemed to be unlicensed. So obviously if you have an accident, then life gets very exciting. Now, where's the truck gone? It should have been well and truly back by now. Let's go and find the truck. Okay. Oh, he's almost back. He just hasn't quite got there. What's the bet? He's in the way of the harvester. No, we're not going to worry about it for the minute. Wait for it to tell us. That's the one I want. Let's unfold you. Don't have to worry about the headlands because I forgot to do the draw swath until we got about that far through. Bale size is, let's go for maxes. So this should be a little more efficient than last time when we were doing those dinky little round bales with the McHale. Let's not do that one first. Yeah, I don't know the situation now that the UK is not part of the EU. It wouldn't surprise me if technically you're supposed to have one, but equally because of the amount of cross-border connection, it would also not surprise me if not much had changed and that in fact a British license was still good. I will find out because I'll be meeting up with UK family members. I enjoy driving. It's generally a fun experience, although rental cars have gotten so expensive. Oh my godfather, they're eye-wateringly expensive relative to where they were pre-COVID. So needless to say, there's only a couple of situations that we're using them on this trip. Looks like you have gotten tangled up. Let's just run across there and sort that out. Shame you can't be smart enough to realise that you're in a deadly embrace there. You're not full. Nearest waypoint. There you go. Turn that off. Let's kick out some bales. Let's do the short one. After so long using a short trailer, baler, this one is absolutely monstrous. So thanks very much, Jason. You have a good one, and we'll see you in October. So Europe car is one I've used many times in the past, and they want basically 800 Australian dollars, which is near enough to 400 quid for a 4-day rental of the smallest car in their fleet. Which I thought was excessive. And that's not with any funny options or anything on it. That's just bog standard. Drive it out of the lot price. It's one of those where you feel like he's playing, I'm not trying to buy it, I just want to rent it. Because of course you've then got to put fuel in it, which is not unreasonable, but it's also not cheap. And then in these European cities, parking is rather pricey as well. So all in all, an expensive proposition, this driving business. I like a continuous baler. Lovely. Just drive down and kick out the bales. Yes, and the Australian dollar's not helping us at the minute either. Well, I think it's expensive for everyone, Grant. From what I can tell, I think there's a lot of people holidaying at the moment that this might be their last one for a while. Yeah, see our fuel here, John, has jumped almost 20% this week. It's still not quite as high as it is in the UK, although it's getting up there. We're up, well, first time ever I've seen it above $2.40 a litre here in Oz, so, which is just ridiculous, but there you go. Oh, and I got the gas bill yesterday for the house. My godfather. Now that was an eye-watering surprise. So we've used 20% less gas than the same period last year. And the price has still gone up 25%. Within a smidge of cracking 4 digits for 2 months. Yeah, I wasn't given much choice in the budgeting department, John. I was instructed, but yes, we can. We'd actually set the money aside before COVID, and whilst COVID knocked the finances around a bit, but also meant we didn't do a whole bunch of other things that we'd planned, so we've saved up. Jason Rowe, welcome in, sir. The Pure, well, we are harvesting and baling and all good things. We're in July. Bought a new harvester, or a second one to go with our stuff here. Yeah. We've had one Jason. We've swapped to the alternate. I choose my words carefully so that I do not upset anybody unnecessarily. Okay, so we've caught up with that. Let's go and check. I can't remember how much will be in the truck over there. Absolutely everybody is welcome on this channel. We like visitors. It makes it much more exciting or interesting potentially. He's caught up on a bale, so that's always good to know. Let's run across. Hey, Hodge One, how's it going? So I know you can see there's a couple of folks that weren't necessarily with us at the beginning. Just letting you know that this will be my last stream for a little while. I am heading off on a bit of a holiday. And so I will be back in October. Take a little bit of a break. Now let's go to the Thinju to fill up the chickens. Where are we? Chop farm. Poop one food. So whilst YouTube will no doubt forget all about me the minute I stop uploading stuff every week, I will advertise when I return and we will recommence streaming and videos. Hopefully while I'm traveling I will get some creative storyline ideas. A sort of background activity while I'm traveling is to learn a little bit of Blender and see if I can get Mr. Steele to take some photographs of interesting buildings that we might be able to model into the game if skills permit. So we'll see. Now, let's see here. I see part of Canada Hodge once set a new unfortunate record for the largest area consumed by wildfire. That will have been no good. That would suggest you've had, at least in parts of Canada, plenty of hot weather. Thank you, Grant. Oh, knee is infinite. Never mind. Now, their contracts chugging away at the top of the screen. 33% on field 14, so there we go. We'll catch up to the harvester here. Here's what we can do. Let's just check the cows for a minute. I'm curious. Chicken coop 1 doesn't need. Chicken coop 2 we need. Well, we know 2, 3 and 4 need plenty of grain. We'll start with 2. Now, where is the cows? Up 2. Oh, we could do with a thingo of straw. So what we'll do... Been a bit damp, has it, John? Let's turn you off for the minute and let's run across here. That's no good. Oh, those of you that were with us last time, I had to deactivate the classic tractors pack, unfortunately, which got rid of a couple of the little massies that we had, because the update to them had really upset the apple cart, and unfortunately generated a whole bunch of errors. So, and I didn't have an old unupdated copy of that mod, unfortunately, so I had to turf it. Let's see here, let's grab you. Right, that way. How many of these can I pick up, I wonder? Let us find out. John thinks. Let's find out. What's blocked by what? The harvester managed to get tangled up with the auger wagon again. Three it is. I don't reckon 4 would be stable enough without a strap on the top. 11 degrees C. It's 11 degrees here in the middle of winter. That just feels cold. I'm looking forward to some 30 degrees C in Croatia next week. Oop, don't drop, don't drop. I didn't pull the wagon out. I suppose I could just drop them in that. That would do. Now let's go over here. What I was going to do was drop them in the mixer and top the straw off, but that's where the problem is. At one point you were smart enough to get out of your own way when you did that. Why you swallowed the fly. Right. That's fairly warm. See, when it works nicely, it's a treat. Okay, so that's going well. Let's go back and look at our contract over here. He's shadowing. He should be going to empty. Why are you not emptying? If I got you set to empty at 100% or something silly. Unload fill level is 85%. You are well over 85%. Champ, why are you not going to empty? Very confused. Oh, you probably what's your speed in the field? Don't understand. Why you are not going to empty. Makes no sense to me. Your insulation's working, John. I have no idea why he's not going to empty. I mean, yes, he'll be full in a second, but it's just really quite annoying because now the harvester's going to be full. It's really odd. And he turns that way and drives in the crop. Yeah, well, the reason our fuel bills is high is because the rocket scientists that on both sides of politics that we've managed to have running the country for the last few years got completely hoodwinked by the big oil and gas lobby, and so we've now got the ridiculous situation where, despite being the largest natural gas producer in the world, or one of them, certainly in this part of the world, we have a shortfall because the tax regime was set up in such a way that they could sell all our locally produced product offshore. Which is just ridiculous. But anyway, so be it. Right, so you're going to go, that's going to take that contract up over 50% done, which is good. Let's go to, where's the truck? Yep, you're there. Actually, we'll put you into number 3 because that way I don't have to move the other semi just yet. All this heavy equipment, goodness. Trucks everywhere. They all need grain, so oops. Let's drive you forward so that we can get that tail round. Come on. I did that terribly. I'm not good at guessing the arc that the rear wheels are gonna ascribe. Oh, now I've got it too far. Yep, you're caught on the edge of the building. I'm walking over. Nothing like a hip and shoulder. Just sort of bump it across. You can go back to field 28. West, can't you? Oops. Oh, achy knee. Oh, we had some grass there that I didn't pick up. That's annoying. Before we closed the bunker off. Never mind. Stuff we forget. You guys are all... You can't be full. Did I not turn that auger wagon back on? There's every chance. No? What are you doing? You are full. That's annoying. Never mind. Truck will be here shortly. Well, let's just do a little bit more of this. Not bad progress, I'm thinking. Almost. We only got, what, one more land on this field, maybe two, to finish it off. 28% transported for the contract on... Oh, it's given us... It's crediting 59. That's... I forgot that it would do that. That's a little bit annoying. Never mind. Guessing we're harvesting field 59 next then. I agree, John. I think it is breakfast time. Thank you very much for your support, and enjoy the end of your summer. I think this might in fact be a pretty good time to call it quits. So thanks everyone, very much appreciated. I will be back in October. I will advertise before the first stream, may even get a video out if I'm bursting with an idea, but until then, have fun, stay safe, see ya.